What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Y'all come on in here, run on up in here. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk this afternoon. Hope everybody is in a good mood. I hope everybody is feeling well. Um, this is a conversation I've been meaning to have for a few days. Some of you all might not be on right now. Some of y'all might be at work. Some of y'all might be asleep. Some of y'all might be handling other errands y'all got to run. But hopefully, this live stream finds you at some point today, tomorrow, later on in the week, whatever, right? Nike boy, what's happening, man? Keywan, what's the word? Quarter bird, what's going on, y'all? I'm feeling all right this morning. I mean, this afternoon rather. But I wanted to get into a topic that I saw from Plaqueboy Max, who is a big streamer, right? Puffles, what's up with you, man? Um, my dog had 5150 in his name. Um, yeah, man. So Plaqueboy Max is a very big streamer, right? In fact, I saw Chris Broussard acknowledging that his grandparents or his parents are close friends with Plaqueboy Max's grandparents, right? So, Plaqueboy Max been out there doing this thing for a minute, but I came across a live stream of his or some clip from his live stream where he was talking about he grew up with no culture. He grew up with no culture. Most people want to be connected to somewhere or someplace. He not connected. He not. Most people want to know where they're from or be connected to where they're from, and he's not. And he's a Black American, right? Plaqueboy Max is a Black American, and he said, "I grew up with no culture. We don't have no culture, bro. I had no culture. I had no culture." And y'all, we gotta stop. Like to hear that coming from a Black American, it's just like, oh my God, the young brother got to be educated. Somebody got to help him. He needs to talk to his grandparents, his parents, great uncles, great aunts. You know what I'm saying? He need to talk to some elders in his family because you grew up in Black culture. You grew up with culture, 1,000%, right? Black culture influences the world. Black American culture influences the world, not just the United States of America, the world. It's the reason why you see people in the UK doing drill rapping. Drill rapping originates in Chicago, Illinois. Chicago, Illinois is not a base for a lot of Black immigrants like that. The Black people in Chicago, our parents and grandparents and great grandparents come from the South, right? They come from Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, places like that, right? So in Chicago, the drill culture has spread across not just the United States, the drill music culture, all across seas. You see people in Europe and all of that rapping with the same cadence over the same type of beats that Chief Keef, Lil Durk, Lil Reese was rapping over, right? So that's an example of how influential Black American culture is, right? So when Plaqueboy Max say he grew up with no culture, yes, you did. The food that you eating, that soul food is Black American culture. That macaroni and cheese, right? Is Black American culture. Because guess what? A lot of other cultures can't cook that very well. No disrespect. I love my Jamaican folks. I'll eat that jerk chicken on a regular. Well, we all know the jerk chicken restaurants and Caribbean restaurants don't cook macaroni and cheese well, right? No disrespect. Shout out to the Jamaicans. I love y'all. But for real, that's a Black American staple, macaroni and cheese. Them greens, them yams, that cornbread. You know what I'm saying? Like them black eyed peas. That soul food you was eating, that's Black American culture, right? No, hip hop is a culture. It is. It is 100%. It is. Hip hop music was created by black. Is a black. It is a. It's an actual. It's based upon Black American culture all the way around. All the way around. It's an art form based around Black American culture 1,000%. 1,000%. It started and originated in black American neighborhoods. For real. Yeah. And so we're not gonna it is culture. It is. A lot of people try to downplay hip hop being a black American thing because a lot of people want the rights to hip hop. Hip hop is a black American thing. For real. No, it's not. It's the creativity of the so-called black man. It is. And so it absolutely is black American culture. It is. It is. When the first rappers was rapping, they was rapping about what was happening in the hoods where they grew up in. Black American neighborhoods with other black American people. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, bro. We not gonna do that. We not gonna do that. But yeah, black, when you see so this really starting to come off as engagement farming. Plaqueboy Max knows what he's doing. I'm not buying this anymore. Nah, for sure, right? Blues music, black American culture, 1,000%. Sinners highlighted that. Sinners highlighted that all the way, right? Black folks, we do have like man, and you're right. He might be engagement farming, Plaqueboy Max, because he gotta know you had a culture. When you wearing them do rags you wearing, that's black American culture, right? Wearing them do rags all the dog, you see black folks doing that. That's black folks. It's a black American thing, you know. And so I get tired of other cultures trying to deny us having other ethnicities trying to deny us of having a culture. Oh, you don't have no culture, but yet and still, they emulate black culture all the time. From white people, from white Americans to Asians, to Hispanics, they all emulate black culture. To the Polynesians, the Samoans, all of that, man. Like the Pacific Islanders, they all emulate black culture. When I look at the Polynesians in California, all the way they are emulating black culture from the way they talk, the way they walk, the slang that is used. The slang that is used across the world comes from black American culture. Seriously. Black Americans, I'm going to say this, and I say it proudly, create the culture of cool around the world, right? It creates the culture. Black Americans create the culture of cool around the world. That's why before something get popping, it get popping amongst black Americans first, and then it becomes this big. Most of the stuff it becomes a big. Oh my God, it becomes a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Swag is culture. It is. It is. The way we talk is culture. The way we the way we dress is culture. The same way that if you put on a goddamn I'm trying to think. What do Asians? If you wear a what's some of the clothing that they wear? If you wear clothing that is traditionally worn by Japanese people, that's their culture, right? Their culture. So it is culture. If you wear garbs that's traditionally worn by Chinese people, that is Chinese culture. The dashiki is representative of culture, 1,000%, 1,000%, right? Um, yeah, you talking about swag ain't culture. It's like all the way is culture. Oh, you one of them. You're one of them. FBA don't have codes of conduct. That's why their community is messed up. You know, it's so funny that people be saying our community is messed up, but y'all, like a lot of people emulate our community so much. Because what is your nationality? What is your ethnicity? Right? I guarantee you, your ethnicity as Black American influences in it. And I see people within your community that is influenced by Black American culture. So stop it. That's why their community is messed up. Oh my God. Our community so messed up. I'm mulatto American. Oh, he on here trolling. Okay. Black Mall, what's going on with you? Yeah, he on here trolling. I ain't got time for that. You said Africans saying FBAs have no culture while wearing Tim's and a Wu-Tang shirt. Facts. You know? But so when I see people, like I said, when I see people like streamers and stuff saying that, oh, we black people, Black Americans have no culture, we have no culture. That's a lie. That is an absolute lie. And I think I remember Kai Cenat uh saying something along the lines of that. It's like, Kai, we do have Black Americans do have culture. You emulate it all the time. All the time. All the time. Because where is Kai Cenat's family from? Where are they from? But I know he from New York. I know that. Yeah, mulatto. Like, come on. People from Jamaica. Okay, cool. Right? I don't really see Kai Cenat. Now, again, I'm not on his live streams or nothing like that. I'm not always locked in. But he don't be representing Jamaican culture all the time. Like, for real, I see him presenting like a Black American, right? From the slang, way he dressed, the music he's into. He's fully submerged in Black American culture. So what is he talking about? Charlie X says our code of conduct is to fight for our rights. Our civil rights movement helped bring brothers and sisters from the diaspora over here, 1,000%. And even Godfrey, a Nigerian American, says, "Oh, if it wasn't for the civil rights movement, like that laid the foundation for other immigrant groups to come over here. We wouldn't be over here like we did if it wasn't for the Black Americans who laid the foundation for that." And he says that all the time, right? And again, that is a Nigerian American. He not even what we call black, what we call what would be known like as a straight Black American. He is from Nigeria. Well, he wasn't born in Nigeria. He's born in Chicago, but his family is Nigerian. You say, look at how Nick Fuentes will never say shucky darn, fellas. Jiminy Jillikers. We really need to get this done. Now look at the language that he goes to as he currently steadily diss that culture. Absolutely. Right? Again, people say we don't have culture, but then also they use Black American slang. Listen to Black American music, right? Are influenced by Black American rappers and Black American athletes, Black American fashion designers or people, fashion icons. So what are we talking about? Now, see, I didn't even know that, right? Somebody else just said that, Jay Buggin, that Plaqueboy Max was live streaming with some Asians who were emulating Black people, right? So what the hell is he talking about? We had no culture. The Asians that you got on your live stream are emulating it. So what do you mean we don't have no culture, right? What is he talking about? Like I say, man, I see when I see Polynesians trying to have braids in their hair and all that type of stuff out in California, right? Putting grills in their mouth and other ethnicities, Asians and stuff, putting grills in their mouth and all of that. What do you think they getting that from? Because they show like that ain't what they doing in Samoa. They not doing that. That ain't what they was traditionally doing. And uh in their Tongan culture, that's not what they were doing at all. Exactly. And you making my exactly Brian Chapman. Look at the Usos. The Usos, oh my God. Outside of they Samoan tattoos and stuff, oh, they emulate black culture to the T. What's the other one? Jacob Fatu? Sound just like Marshawn Lynch. Sound just like Marshawn Lynch. Don't Jacob Fatu got some locks in his hair? Right? Don't he got locks in his hair or something like that? Jacob Fatu sound just like Marshawn Lynch. Use the same type of terminology, slang, all of that. All of that. You know what I'm saying? And he was trying to get them to say the N-word. He was doing that. Oh, he corny. Plaqueboy Max is a cornball. Trying to get non-black people to say the N-word is despicable. That's foul. And I ain't never co-signing nothing like that. He said Fatu got grills. Yeah, they wearing grills in their mouth, all of that. What do you think that is not Samoan culture? It's not. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Currently, I'm staying in a building that's owned by Nigerians out here on the west side, for sure. But like, that's lame as hell. He's trying to get the Asians to say the N word and shit. Like, somebody needs to slap him because that ain't even cool. That ain't nowhere near cool at all. See, and I don't have a problem with it as long as you respect the culture. Don't jack our ish then try to talk now. Yeah, because they would never let black folks say that they don't got no culture. No other ethnicity would say if we said Jamaicans didn't have a culture. If we said Asians didn't have no or not Asians, Japanese or Chinese. I want to say specific uh, nationalities, right? If we said, Mexicans don't have no culture, or uh, uh, Puerto Ricans don't have culture, it would be super disrespectful. They'd be ready. They'd be ready to snap on us. You know what I'm saying? People who say black Americans don't have culture are ignorant. Just stop supporting these rejects from other countries. They secretly wish they were FBA. It makes them look stupid to every culture. Listen, like I say, man, Black Boy Max is black. He's a black American. He talking about I grew up with no culture, bro. I grew up with no culture. Hey, Poison Ivy, I want to make you a mod so bad. I don't know how to do it I keep saying that. So I gotta go on. I only know how to do it when I'm going live on regular through YouTube. When I try to do it through StreamYard, it don't really tell me like how to make people mods. Or I gotta figure out how to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know how to make people mods on here. He said some of them will say it's not black culture, it's American culture. Yes, yeah, we know blues music, hip hop music, gospel music. Yeah, we know soul food is black culture. Black culture. You're not gonna find how many white Americans you know is cooking soul food, right? How many white Americans you know make dressing? They good on stuffing, right? How many white Americans you know? Many white Americans you know be making soul food the way we do, right? So it's not that is no, and we all know it. That ain't American culture. That's Black American stuff. Black American culture. You know, and that's what I'm saying. Black Mall wearing do rags. Do rag. People wearing people Asian and Polynesians wearing do rags. That's a Black American thing. It's a Black American thing for real. Oh my god. So our culture and ingenuity quite literally built the economy of the country. A 1000%. Huh. We know who's building the railroads out here. All these buildings used, all these buildings used, I mean, from the White House and on, black folks built, black Americans was building that. You know? All these buildings, we wear do-rags for a purpose. People just think it's a fashion statement. Right. Exactly. We have certain hair texture that we wear because of the hair texture we got. People do just think it's just fashion statements. Right? As I said, it's always been odd to me. Like black folks wear do-rags for a specific reason. The F do other ethnicities need do-rags for. And that's what Isaiah was saying. People think we just wear it just for cool points or for fashion statement. Black men was wearing do rags or wear do rags to get the waves to get the waves to be shown nice to get the waves to form. You know, they think we speak English. We don't. They think because we speak English, we don't have culture. Yeah, man. Like he said, "Ah, the wave checks in high school." Facts, because I used to stay with the do rag on, brushing their head, give my head a wave up, and all of that. Give all of that. So yeah, I didn't see that. Black Mall say, Mac, you see the white folks in Louisiana losing their mind because Trump deported all the fish workers, and now it's crawfish season, and nobody is there to get the crawfish for them. What we gonna do? God damn it! How you gonna do that? Yeah, can't no crawfish losing a man, right? So yeah, man, it just very disappointing, very silly for me to see Black Americans say we didn't have no culture. That's a lie. That is a lie. You see it all throughout growing up. You're living in the culture every single day. From the music you listening to, the clothes you're wearing, the food you eating, the way you talking, certain things that certain style, like the style that the way we dress or the accessories we have, you living in it. You said the damn spotlight is our culture, 1,000,000%. A 1,000,000%. That's why I said that's why the world is moving off of Black American culture. Like whatever is deemed cool comes through Black American culture first. And like I say, it's really crazy because Plaqueboy Max said it, and he's a Black American saying that. You know, because later on, sometime this week, I'm gonna talk about HBCUs highlighting Black American culture, right for everybody to see. Right for everybody to see. Every household appliance is our culture. Filaments in the light bulbs, yes, yes. You know, and you can listen to when we talk about man, like you said, listening to you can listen to talk to the elders in your family, grandmama, granddaddy, all of that. It tells stories of Black American culture. From cooking chitlins. I ain't eating it, but you know. Yeah. making all different type of foods, all type of foods to survive. Black culture, Black American culture, Black American culture to a T. And again, everybody across the world is imitating it. When I saw people in the UK, when I saw people in European countries using drill like slang that came out of Chicago, my I was just baffled. Like, damn, what? Like using terms I heard in my everyday life in Chicago and seeing it being used in Europe. Like, I was like, what it was just like crazy for me to even see. Yeah, Central C now. Using terms that came out of Chicago, Illinois. Like, what the hell? Brian Chapman said, I'm 42. I was probably in my late teens, early 20s before I found out a black man invented the super soaker. Them ish debuted when I was 7. Took over the world that summer. I can imagine how it felt when the super soaker came out. Cause that was some premium top tier fun. To be outside with water guns. What? I know it was super fun to even experience. That super soaker was a hell of an invention. You know? So I personally don't eat crawfish. I just substitute with the shrimps instead. I can't eat none of it because I'm allergic to shellfish. Yeah, people exactly zero. You got people, you got people in Europe, in Asia, and all of that wanting to come visit O Block, wanting to come visit Parkway Gardens on 64th and King Drive, a place I used to live 3 minutes away. I used to live a 2 minute drive from the O. Right? You got people wanting to come in there just to come see the place that Chief Keef came from, King Von came from, a place that Lil Reese used to hang out, right? They want to be around because that the Black American culture that you saw in drill music and all of that, and with the slang and the way they was dressing and all of that, they like, yo, we want to be around it. We want to be in the midst of that. You know, you know what I'm saying? You said seafood is what we do here. Yeah, I couldn't even Louisiana, place like that either. I couldn't even. I'll be just eating fish and stuff like that. I couldn't even Louisiana, places like that. I would have to just me, my mama, and my uncle. All are allergic to shellfish, right? So like, yeah, people say it's amazing to know the story of us. We grew up and had to thrive under laws set to keep us a permanent underclass. Max is living out a life white dudes said centuries ago. Yeah, right. Never. Exactly. Yeah, they could never. Max is a streamer. And I'm not saying streaming is easy at all because it's not. Like, you got to be locked in 24/7 to keep building your audience and stuff. But the capabilities, he wouldn't even be capable of making a living doing that many moons ago. You know what I mean? So right, you're exactly right. The perseverance of Black Americans is phenomenal. Hey, look, that's a great example. Trap Lord Ross, who I have shown, I've taken an issue with. Like, he in the UK documenting and imitating Chicago and Jacksonville, Florida, like you said, imitating all the gang stuff, all the culture that's going on there. He know more. Well, he don't know more about Chicago than me, but the way he talk about it, the way he's immersed in that lifestyle, you would think he grew up in the same areas I grew up in. You would think he grew up right around the corner from me. right? I don't even know if he even been in Chicago. I don't even I doubt he's visited these areas he's talking about at all, right? And again, I grew up in a lot of these areas where or it was like a 5-minute drive from where I live, or at least 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a bus with them same dudes that he talking about. I'm on this public transportation with them, on a red line, on a train with these dudes, you know? And Plaqueboy, I mean not Plaqueboy, Max, what's the dude named Traveler Ross is making a killing. He's making mega money documenting like basically documenting the drill culture, the drill music scene and all of that, right? And he even be talking like the drill rappers and all that, trying to use their slang and all of that. And it's very weird because he looks like Harry Potter and he got that accent using Chicago slang and shit. It's very crazy. But yeah, and it's like you said, it's all type of stuff going. It's gangs in the UK and all of that. He don't want to cover them like that. He want because he knows the Black American culture is what people is trying to be attached to, what they looking for. You know, I ain't saying he don't like hip hop music. What I'm saying is, I don't really care for him because he talks about these. He doesn't handle these stories with care. When he talks about people dying and all that type of stuff, like you know what I'm saying, like he really think it's just a game for him. Because the way he talks about, oh, King Von is a bad person. Okay, cool. But why do you have a tattoo of King Von on you with skulls around it, indicating all the people he's killed allegedly, right? So if you say you're against the glorification of people like King Von, why do you have a tattoo of King Von with skulls around it? Like I guess indicating the people whose lives he's taken. It's nothing but exploitation. He's exploiting their cultures. He's exploiting what's going on amongst these gang wars in Chicago to get rich, right? Yeah, exactly. Because when people talk about it, he's like, Vaughn is a bad person. He's not a good guy. Why the hell do you have a tattoo of him on you with skulls around it? You know what I'm saying? SL say, I think sometimes people define culture only through a Eurocentric lens. By default, Black American culture isn't viewed as legitimate in the same breath. What exactly is white American culture? Yes, exactly. That's a great point. They only view culture through a certain lens, so it's not legitimate culture. Black American culture isn't legitimate. Well, like I said, we beg to differ because if it's not, why is the rest of the world trying to talk like us, walk like us, rap like us? You know what I'm saying? Dress like us and all of that. You know? So yeah. So that's my thing though. That's my thing. I'm just so tired of hearing people say that we don't got no culture because it's just not true. It's just not true, you know? And academics got held to that site. He got pressed about it too, how he covered Chicago, Vic Mensa in particular, because he was narrating the Chicago gang scene as if it was an episode of Dragon Ball Z, not as if these people are actual real people with families and children, etc. Mm, you know? So yeah, man, it just gets it's annoying to see that. So Oba say what's good? What's going on with you? I've always said K-pop is just rehashed 90s bad boy for Asians. Cause I remember I recently heard that term. I said, what is K-pop? This is a couple years ago, right? My daughter was like on TikTok and all of that, knowing and seeing what it was. I'm like, what is this? Right? And yeah, I see Asians doing R&B type music now. Like, you know what I'm saying? You said covering it like Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, it was like tune in next time for the next episode of when black people in Chicago kill each other. It was just like he didn't care. He making jokes about people dying, all of that, right? It was crazy. It was kind of this. It was the same problem I had with Hassan Campbell. Hassan Campbell would talk about people dying and talking about he got his noodles cooked. He got his noodles cooked. He got his pasta. He got his lasagna blasted. All of that. And then when one of his friends or family members die in the streets, somebody he knows dies in the streets, he was gunned down, man. He had his life taken. No, 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 no. Say he got his noodles knocked and his noodles blasted. Say he got his pasta scrambled, like you were saying about everybody else. He got his snot box rocked. Say this exactly, Charlie X. Say the same thing you were saying about everybody else that died in the street. Say that about your little man's. Say the same thing about your little cousin, about your friend's son and all of that. Very disrespectful. So I had a problem with Hassan Campbell in the worst way. And I made videos addressing him in the way he would cover people dying. But then when he covered his own people dying, he wanted to change it up. Hell no. Yeah, he turned his TV off. He turned his TV off. Hassan will be extra damn animated, all of that, right? All of that. But then when one of his people passed away, he was very respectful. He never used any terminology like that. So I had an issue with that. But yeah, man, for me, I have an issue with how people address Black Americans in the culture and us not having a culture. Like, come on, man. Come on, bro. Just think about how all those dances that were created by Black folks, they get used and exploited in these video games and all of that. All these dance trends and all of that stuff that Black people be creating. What's the game? Fortnite and all that was taking the dances and putting it on a video games. Ain't paying no Black people no compensation for any of it. Exactly, talking grubbing media. I forgot that point. They didn't add it break dancing to the Olympics. Ain't nobody up there Black at all. It's all Asian break dancers and all of that, and other European break dancers. You know what I'm saying? And break dancing was Black America. It was a Black American thing, right? It was a Black American thing. So to say we had no culture is silly. Let me say Hassan Campbell is a whack 100 in New York. Yeah, Hassan, man, I used to make videos talking about how crazy he was and stuff that he would do, how silly it was. You know, they even tried to say Disco King Mario wasn't black to try to take away breakdancing from our culture. You know how it go. In a minute, I'm telling you, in about 50 years, in 100 years, they gonna say Michael Jackson was white. That's what they gonna say in 100 years. He was really white, for real. They gonna say he was born with a condition, revitiligo. That's what they gonna say, man. It's gonna in 100 years, it's gonna shift. Michael Jackson gonna be white. All this gonna is crazy. It's the same with Tupac. Yeah, Tupac and them gonna be white in a minute. All of that. Prince was white. They gonna do what they gonna. That's what they gonna say. They gonna say, oh, they're gonna point to a 2% Irish ancestry in them. You see right here, he got 3% Irish ancestry. So he was really Irish. He was really Irish, and he represented for the Irish community with the rap music he was with the rap music that Tupac was doing. Prince represented for the Irish community with the music he was making. They gonna do that. Saying, man, what's the word, man? What's the word? But yeah, man, like he said they're gonna have to one exactly. It's gonna be a one drop Irish rule. Remember the one drop black rules, a one drop Irish rule. I saw brothers talking about Muhammad Ali. He wasn't fully black. He had some Irish up in. I'm like, man, that Irish ancestry in Muhammad Ali was so far back. He had no connection to it whatsoever. Nor did he identify as Irish in no way. No way. Yeah. Prince made Irish rain, not purple rain. Irish rain. Irish rain. That's what they finna do. One drop Irish rule. What about 3 Stacks wearing and killed? Okay, he wore that. But it's 3 Stacks, and you know, you and I both know. Ain't nothing about 3 Stacks Irish. They killed it as furthest thing they could. Is that Irish or Scottish? Which one is the kilt? That's Scottish. Scottish. That's Scottish. Scottish, rather. He said he's Scottish on the video. He got to get slapped for that. If 3 Stacks, on that video, he did say that. Yeah, he did say that in the video. They gonna say Nelson. They gonna say Nelson is Scottish, so they gonna claim Prince in a minute, because you know the name Ryan is Irish. Ryan Coogler gonna be an Irishman. He gonna be an Irishman. Ryan Coogler. In a minute, I'm telling you, Ryan gonna be Irish. Oh man. Speaking of Stacks, do y'all count Love Below as a solo album? Nope. Because until it gets, I only when you drop a album by itself without no other addition to it, no other disc, no. A solo album to me is your own work where the record sales only count for the work you do, right? That's me personally. That's me personally. Where the record sales and the criticism, you get all the criticism, all the record sales and all that goes straight to you. Now that's just me, but I believe that. I don't count it as a solo album. Dude have to carry Big Boy. Hey, D Money, watch your mouth. Big Boy is a phenomenal and he's a dope rapper. People gotta stop. Because that's a part of the reason why I don't like Cause it always feel like Andre, that big boy, gets slighted so crazy. That's why when people be like, man, three stacks, it's like, man, three stacks is phenomenal, but Andre is dope, man. Not I'm saying Andre. Big boy is phenomenal. He's dope. I said Andre. Big boy is dope. Big boy ain't never looked like Yayo in his life. Big boy ain't never looked like Yayo or sounded like Yayo in his life. We not gonna do that. I did listen to the Papoose diss track. That was mean too. It was mean. I definitely listened to the Papoose diss track against 50. It was dope. Um actually liked his verses on Southern Playlist more than three stacks. Me as well. Not in the minority. We might be in the minority, but I agree. Yeah, and Big Boy, for everybody want to say, he had the temerity, he had the gall or the gumption to drop a real solo album. Sir Lucius Left Foot, man. Sir Lucius Left Foot is son of Chico Dusty. You know what I'm saying? For real. Um, that Papoose needs to be quiet. Cut it out. Cut it out. No, you don't. Papoose can talk how you want to talk, man. But yeah, man. I had to get on here and talk about Black Boy Max. I'm like, yeah. He out here out his damn mind, man. Out his mind. For real, for real. Even when I talk about the HBCUs and like black culture being on forefront at HBCUs, we had Chicken Wednesday. What? Every Wednesday we was eating fried chicken for lunch, black eyed peas, macaroni and cheese, greens, cornbread, and all that. Every every Wednesday for lunch, right? Every Friday we had Fish Friday, right? For sure. Then, even when you want to talk about even fraternity life, right? Because people be like, "Oh, emulating Greek culture." Why do y'all notice? White fraternities don't step. White sororities don't step. Black fraternities and black sororities step, stroll, all of that. They white fraternities and sororities do not do that at all. None whatsoever. Said stomp the yard, if you will. Exact. Hold on. My boy Charlie X. Now you see the predominantly white, the PWI bands that are from predominantly white institutions. The predominantly white institutions are schools that are predominantly white, as said in the name, the big schools, Kentucky, Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, Florida, Florida State. Now they bands are trying to copy the HBCU bands swagger, right? Trying to have the drum major out there going, trying to dance and all of that. They trying to have a little the band's trying to have rhythm and cadence like the black bands that the HBCUs have, right? Trying to play certain songs that HBCU bands play that traditionally PWI bands will never play at all, right? So you're right. That's a great point. That's a great point. So so that's a point that proves that Black Americans have culture all the way. You see it in the way the drum majors dance, right? The way what do they call them? The majorettes with with the HBCU bands, the way they dance and all of that. It's evident all within it, man. Yeah, you can emulate other cultures. Just don't claim it like you invented it and don't disrespect that said culture. Don't disrespect the culture. Don't emulate the culture, then tell us we don't got no culture. But you talking like us, walking like us, dressing like us, right? Listening to music that's based in Black American culture. All of that, man. Yeah, pay homage. I saw LSU literally copying Sonic Boom. That's crazy. But see, LSU in Baton Rouge. So they watched Jackson State, but they also watched Southern University, which is in Baton Rouge, right? They watch Southern University, you know, and see what they doing. But yeah, like you said, you can emulate other cultures. Don't act like you created it, and don't try to try to shit on the culture that you emulated. Talking Grub and Media say just like we love tacos, but we don't go around saying that we created it. Yeah, we ain't gonna never tell you we invented these tacos right here. It's strictly just what we made. Us black folks made these tacos. We ain't gonna say that, right? So don't go around saying you created hip hop music. Don't go around saying you created certain slang that we use. Don't go around saying that you was wearing these fashion clothes that we wear before us. No, you wasn't. You watched, you observed, and you copied the sauce. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly right, SL. You saying we don't have a culture. So how you gonna speak on a culture that supposedly doesn't exist? How are you enjoying elements of a culture that doesn't exist? How are you participating in a culture that doesn't exist? Or culture, I guess if they want to put quotes around us when we say Black American culture, they put quotes around it. Yeah, black people. Well, how many black people be out here saying we the Incans and the Mayans? How many black people? How many black people would saying that we Mayans and Incans and all? How many black people saying that we the Olmecs and the Aztecs? Come on now. Now they do, they do like rappers love emulating Italian culture, which Italians were very racist towards black folks. Very much so. Very much so. Don't believe me? Watch all them Italian mob movies back, that people love and adore. Hell, watch The Godfather of Harlem. They depict it very well. Yeah, that is not the norm, Rye. That is not the norm. How many black most black people I know proud to be black. Proud to be black. Most black Americans I know proud to be black Americans. And most of us ain't trying to be nothing else. That's it. For real. But that ain't even the point of this live stream. The point of this live stream is to say that black Americans have culture. We do. And when people tell us that we don't have a culture, they're lying to themselves. Black Americans, people emulate black American culture everywhere. And that's the point of it. To say that we do as black Americans have a culture. And it's evident from what I see people in Europe, the European kids, the kids in Europe, the kids in Asia, how they trying to talk, how they trying to dress. They're influenced by black American culture. When I see Polynesians wearing grills in their mouth, right? When I see Asians wearing do-rags, it's black American culture. And we as black folks have always made fun of them Hebrew Israelites. Did y'all not watch In Living Color? Damon Wayans had two characters making fun of it. Yeah, a lot of black folks be making fun of them, man. So to say we all be on that wave, that's not true. Charlie X said we are the culture. We're so ubiquitous and embedded that people might not even realize it for real. If facts, until we start laying out these examples and they start saying, "Oh damn, yeah, yeah, oh damn, exactly, oh damn." That's exactly right. You know, but you're right, Charlie X. We are the culture. My dogs say black Americans are the most influential people in the world. Every non-black race around the world copies the way we dress, walk, talk, style, and all the above. Even bigots copy us. Yes, they do. They 100% do. That is a fact. And that's the point I was making in this live stream. And somebody else pointed out this, Chris said black culture is all over K-pop. My bad, y'all. Yeah, somebody else pointed that out. Black culture is all over K-pop. Yeah, it's absolutely, yeah, the biggest copy. Kid Rock, because Kid Rock was trying to be a rapper so bad when he first got on the scene. Because he understood that, if black people make you popular, you can go to places you never could even think of going, right? So he tried to be a rapper, tried to emulate black culture, but he's a Confederate flag, he's a Confederate flag flying motherfucker. He loves that Confederate flag all the way, but he want to imitate black folks and talk like black folks and yo it up and all of that. He wanted the yo. He wanted to be the yo, the yo wigger. That's what he wanted to be so bad. Hell, Mark, exactly, y'all. Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg was emulating black culture to a T, right? All the way. Marky Mark was a boy. That was his selling point to get over. Hell, John Cena, right? Which was supposed to be a Marky Mark, I guess, impersonation or a character influenced by Mark Wahlberg, Marky Mark. He got over because of that gimmick, that Dr. Thugonomics gimmick is what got him over. Him rapping, being into hip hop, him doing freestyles before his matches and after matches and all of that, right? That's what got Cena popping. John Cena didn't get popping. That prototype gimmick they tried to put him under, he had all the steroids in the world pumped up into his body. That didn't get him over. All the muscles jumping up out of him, that look didn't get him over. It was that Dr. Thugonomics gimmick that made him popular. You know what I'm saying? That made people interested in him, right? Which is based on he was all into hip hop music, hip hop culture. He was putting on the, he was wearing the jerseys all the time, cocking his hat like Black Americans would do. Have his hat cocked to the side, all of that, putting spinners on his chain, putting spinners on the WWE belt and all of that. Where do you think he got that from? The spinning rims that Black Americans would have, right? They made the championship belt the spinning belt, all of that. He was dressed like a rapper, dressed like a Black American would be. And that's what got him over with the audience. It wasn't gonna be that prototype gimmick where he just a muscle man and he supposed to be a robot, a killing machine robot, swole, buffed up robot. No, no, no. So it's the adjacency to Black American culture that drives a lot of industries out here, all the way. I will never forget when I watched Sebastian Telfair's documentary through the wire, right? Sebastian Telfair was a 6-foot point guard from New York City, from Brooklyn, Coney Island specifically, right? When Adidas gave him his deal, I saw them say, Sebastian has a flair in his game. He has, he's exciting to watch, but he has that street credibility. Somebody said, say it again, his street credibility. His street credibility. That's what they deemed marketable. That made him marketable. The fact he was a Black American who had a certain swagger, a Black American swagger that he was exhibiting or showing to the public. They say, oh, that's street credibility. That's popping in the streets. It wasn't Sebastian having gang ties to nothing or being in the streets for real. It was just the bravado, the aura that he had of a Black American that grew up in the inner city. They looked at that as street credibility that they could sell to the public to get people to buy Sebastian Telfair's shoes or make him a marketable athlete. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and he did get it, and that's what my point was saying, bro. That John Cena was basically an iteration, an imitation of Marky Mark, right? And that character of the Doctor of Thugonomics is what got him over in wrestling. I hate seeing them others claim the culture too. That dance from Jungle Love by Morris Day with the mirror. Somebody said it was created by New Kids on the Block. He's like, I want to slap that person so bad. Tell him hell no. Hell no. And that's a great point, Chris. Miley Cyrus did the same thing to break out of her Disney image. She got with Mike Will and started twerking and all of that, right? And everything, tried to twerk and popping up back, her rebellious era was based in hip hop and all of that. Now, I didn't know that Miley bashed hip hop once she grew out of that twerking phase. I had no idea that she bashed hip hop. So, Chris, you telling me some new information. I didn't know that. But yeah, I can imagine though. I can imagine. Yeah, WWE always imitated Black culture, but refused to elevate Black wrestlers. How ironic, right? The Samoans all displayed they were always emulating black culture. A lot of them were. Not always, but a lot of them were. Maybe not the Wild Samoans and them, but Rikishi and his sons and them, oh my God. They imitated black culture a lot. So WWE was always, you know, trying to market black culture without make giving the black wrestlers actual pushes for the main belt and all of that, which is something I've talked about in other videos of mine. Yeah, the Usos cosplaying black culture all the way. Yeah, Miley rebellious broke up Robin Thicke whole marriage, right? Because she was twerking him. Didn't was Robin Thicke coming up behind her and all of that? And that's when him and Paula Patton had an issue based around that. Was she twerking all up on Robin Thicke or something like that? And they caused the issue because Robin didn't move out the way or something like that. Shout out Paula Patton with her non-acting ass. Because that movie Traffic she did was terrible. I don't care. I remember I always mention when I went to go see that movie Traffic with her and Omar Epps, and her and Omar Epps had zero chemistry whatsoever. And every time Paula Patton was on screen, she always looked confused all the time. She fine though. She apologized after being called out. So Miley Cyrus apologized after being called out for it by a black female YouTuber who was a fan of hers. Okay. Said, Mac, you throwing salt in the wound with that Paula comment. She fine. That was it. She was literally, they put Paula was just eye candy. You know what I'm saying? She was eye candy for the men. But Paula, man, I went to go see that movie. I went to go see that movie. Yeah, her best acting was impressions. It was. It was. Jump in a Broom. I like the movie Jump in a Broom. Yeah. But boy, Traffic was terrible. And Mariah Carey, so you let him grape your daughter. You let him grape your daughter. Mariah Carey was not playing with Monique in that movie. You said Robin Thicke was with 50 Cent, Nicki Minaj, Sexy Red at the MAGA wedding. Was he? I had no idea. Or when J Lo dropped Black Culture after the Diddy shooting case. Guess she wasn't really from the block after all. Exactly. Hey, I have a video on here dedicated to how Jennifer Lopez used black culture. She used black culture and black men to get what she wanted to go ultimately. She used black culture as a vehicle to get to her main destination. And truthfully, the black men aided her in doing so, right? Diddy, right? When she started off as a fly girl with the Wayans, she got with Diddy, used Diddy for all the publicity and and the she used Diddy for all the publicity and the glitz and glamour and all of that, and to be in the spotlight. Then she got with Ja Rule and Irv Gotti. They gave her hit records like I'm Real, Ain't It Funny, Ain't It Funny. Then had Ashanti singing background vocals on her songs. Ashanti was the ghost vocals. People thinking it's her singing in the back, singing, and there's Ashanti singing behind her, right? To help propel her singing career, her music career, right? Irv Gotti them writing songs for all of that, like, and then ultimately she got away from all that black stuff. got back to her Hispanic stuff, her Hispanic roots in music, and was cool. That's why when she was on the Breakfast Club, and Charlamagne asked her, "Did Diddy mess it up for black men?" And she just laughed it off. Absolutely. She never really wanted to be with black men like that. That was just a little fun little phase for her, because she knew Diddy was popping, and she knew standing next to Diddy would get her certain looks within the industry, right? And that's what it was used for. When it excuse me, but when it came time to have children, she had children with a Hispanic man, Mark Anthony, right? She got them children out of him, moved on from Mark Anthony, went to the white man that she wanted to be with, Ben Affleck. So I think a lot of, hey, I appreciate the donation. Shim Sham Jr., I appreciate it, man. That's love, boss. Thank you so much, man. You say, I think a lot of people don't want to give black people credit for our culture and contributions to the world because it would disprove all the global anti-black brainwashing everyone got. Absolutely, Shim Sham. Thank you for the donation, brother. It means a lot to me and my family, like I said before. But being in grad school, bro, when I was in grad school at Arkansas State, I saw how many, because in the grad program, there were a lot of people who were not black, who were like international. But I would not just, and they weren't just black. There was a lot of international students in my graduate program, right? And when I was in that program, I had people from Thailand, people from Bangladesh, people from Saudi Arabia, um, where else? India, all of that. And they all told me they were told the most horrible things about black people. They people back home told them to stay away from black people. Black people are not good people. They'll rob you, they'll hurt you, they'll they'll do the most despicable things to you. Now imagine we in Jonesboro, Arkansas. When we got to Arkansas, boy, I mean, when they saw how racist them white folks in Arkansas were to them, and how nice we were to them, they came and told me, "Oh, Malcolm," they told me and my homegirl Joanna, we was told, "I hope you don't take offense to this, but my people told me so much bad things about you all. Y'all the nicest people here. The white people here make fun of my accent. They tell me to speak English. They tell me to go back to my country, everything, right? You know? Hey, and let me say this too. Um, Let me say this too. On I'm Real, it always made me cringe when Jennifer Lopez said, "I tell them niggas mind their business, but they don't hear me though." Because I remember as a kid, I was a little boy when that song came out, right? I'm like 8 years old, 9 years old when that song came out. Because that came out, what, 2001? So I'm like 8. I was a little boy and I said, I don't know if she can say that word. Something about it was like, I don't know if you can say that. I don't know if you can say that. Yeah, I was a kid and I was like, oh, yeah. You ever had these instances as a kid where you can't explain your discomfort with something, but you just know it's not right, right? I've heard that. I said, "Oh, hey, I don't like that. I don't like that." The same way when Bill Cosby did that pound cake speech, and he was in front of them white folks talking about black people need to raise their kids better and stop naming these kids all these funny names, and and fill up our pants and all of that in front of an audience of white people clapping and applauding him saying that. I was like 11 years old and I was like, I don't think this is okay. This is not cool. I was a young kid and I was like, I don't like this. I was a young kid and I was like, yo, this does not, I don't like him saying this. And I couldn't articulate why, but I just knew something wasn't right about Bill Cosby saying that about black people in front of other non-black folks. And they clapping and applauding him while he's saying this. Said Black Mall say again, Mac, another New Yorker, J Lo, Fat Joe, China Mac, all of them using the N-word like crazy. It's crazy. Crazy. And again, but that comes from black people historically saying it was okay for Hispanics to say that, right? Even though like people said that, but I always found it crazy when Hispanics even said it. I'd be like, what the fuck? You know? Um, and then like, but see, And this is no slight to nobody from New York, because I love y'all. Shout out to my New York people. People in New York, port cities, right? Where like different communities, different ethnicities grow up together. Black folks start getting tricked into this ideology that they want us so they can say what we say. No, they not. They might be good people. They might be nice to you. They might be cool. They might be good people, but they not black, right? Just because y'all live in the same environment does not mean they black too, right? So yeah, y'all might grew up in the same area, but they can't be hollering all that N word, this N word, that. They ain't saying that shit when they going home to they Mexican grandmama. They ain't talking like that around a Mexican, like they ain't, same with the Polynesians. They ain't N-wording that, what's up, nigga? They ain't doing all of that when they go to their Samoan grandmama house and all of that, right? And they not black. They just grew up with you. Cool. Yeah, so California, another place where people port cities, where port cities are, where black people live amongst other ethnicities. So black folks start getting tricked into that. They want us. They want us. Florida, no, they not. They not. You could be cool with them. They could be good people, but they not black, and they shouldn't be saying that word at all, right? Because that word was used as a derogatory word against our people, against our ancestors, and all of that, right? I ain't got no connection with that word, none whatsoever. They have no connection to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at y'all comments. My bad. And then look, it's so crazy because when we tell them you ain't black, because before we, when it's time to say the N word, that's when they trying to show, especially like Hispanics, try to show, trying to show, they dark skin. Yeah, somebody from the Dominican Republic that's darker than me and all of that. But any other time except when they trying to say the N word, any other time, I know Black Poppy. I'm Dominican. I'm Puerto Rican. I know Black Poppy. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm Samoan. I'm not black. I'm Samoan. I'm Tongan. All of that. But when you want to say the N word, now you want to go pull out pictures of your great grandmama and shit like that. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, now you want to show me your grandmama that's dark skin and all of that. Come on, man. No, no. But look, that's why I got into it. Like I remember, and SL probably remember this, right? Sabbatical Queen, what's happening? When I had did a lot, not a live stream, I did a regular video, and I was discussing like why do Polynesians in California be saying the N word so heavily, right? Asians and stuff. It's a dude named MB Nail or something like that. He from like Stockton or something like that. He like Filipino. He on Vlad TV talking about he use the N word all the time, and who gonna stop him? Who gonna stop me and shit like that? Like, boy, who the fuck? What? Right? Like, and my people from California was like, well, Cali look different. They grow up so much amongst us and all of that. But look at this dude MB Nail. When people are trying to explain to him the plight of Black American people and what that word means to us. He's not even empathetic to it. He basically telling us, "Fuck y'all. I'm gonna talk how I want to talk, and what you gonna do about it?" That's disrespectful as fuck. Why is he talking? Like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't even trying to hit Black people out. He telling us he gonna do what he want to do, and or if you don't like it, stop him and do something about it. You know how arrogant that is for him to be saying a word that was used, that was a derogatory word used against our people. He's trying to get mad at us, but telling him, "What you saying that for?" You know what I'm saying? He trying to fight us. He trying to fight us. He get mad at us. Like, but what? Who is you? You shouldn't be saying it. I don't care how much you want to say it all that. No, 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 no. Don't say it. Right? But again, I know a lot of people use that excuse. And happy early birthday, Black Mall. Happy early birthday, Black Mall. A lot of people use that excuse. They grew up with us. They live with us. Man, I don't care. White dude could live right next door to me. You better not be saying that N word. I don't give a damn how much we grew up. You probably was in the same neighborhood with me. You live next door. We went to the same school. You better not say that N word. But again, I think happy Friday, Black Love. I think in Chicago we look at things a little differently because Chicago is such a segregated city that like it's rare that Black people grow up with other ethnicities in our communities. You got some Black people that live amongst Hispanics in certain communities, but it's not a lot. It's not a whole bunch of communities in Chicago where Blacks and Hispanics live amongst each other. It's not Black people live with Black people in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. For the most part. White people live with white people. Asians live with Asians. Hispanics live with Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is here. Very segregated, even though we got a lot of different cultures and ethnicities here. Even Africans live in all majority on the north side. Majority of the Africans in Chicago live on the north side. They don't really live on the south side like that. So because of how segregated Chicago is, it leads to us really like we don't look at it like, oh, they one of us because we just didn't grow up with them. So it kind of is a separation. We do got Jamaicans up here, but I ain't being real with you, bro. I ain't never lived. I went to high school with like 3 Jamaicans, right? My homie Raymond, my boy Kevin. Kevin last name was Campbell. Shout out to Kevin. Um, it's another dude too. But like I didn't grow. We had a lot, so we got a lot of Jamaican restaurants here, a lot of jerk chicken spots. So we got a lot of Jamaicans here. But personally, I don't remember growing up with no Jamaicans for real. They here, they're here, but I didn't grow up with them. Like, you know what I'm saying? They didn't. I don't remember them living in the neighborhoods we lived in for real. Not like that. Like, I don't never remember me living in no neighborhood with no Jamaican. Like none. Right. And if they were, maybe we didn't know. I'll say that. If they were, we probably didn't know. Even though it's a lot of Jamaicans, a lot of jerk chicken. Jerk chicken is popular here. So it's a lot of Jamaican spots for food. But it's just we didn't grow up living amongst them for real. All the Black people we lived amongst was Black people who were Black American, who were like they grandmama, my friends, they grandma was from Mississippi, like my grandma was. You know what I'm saying? They granddaddy was from Alabama, or granddaddy was from Louisiana, Arkansas, you know? So yeah. See, Chicago, Midwest. So we not what's labeled as a port city where like, the boats and stuff come into, you know what I'm saying? So like East Coast, like New York and stuff like that, you would probably see maybe more than like Jamaicans living amongst the Black Americans and stuff like that. So that's real interesting to know how Chicago is set up racially. Real interesting. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and we have little enclaves, but for the most part, I think that we were pretty mixed in. Yeah, Chicago's so different, man. Like, I really want to record this on the train. I always bring this up to y'all. The red line runs from through the south side all the way through downtown, past downtown and all that too. Right? So once you get to a certain stop, you'll see the demographic changing. From 95th Street to 35th, all you really gonna see get on the train is black people. When you get to 35th, you might see some white people getting in getting on because the White Sox stadium is at 35th Street, right? So they might be coming from the game. Okay. Once you get to Chinatown, all the Asians finna come on the train. When you get to Cermak Chinatown, all the Asians pile into the train. The white people don't start getting on the train for real until Roosevelt. When we get to downtown for real, Roosevelt or Cermak Chinatown, that's when the white people start getting on. If I see a white person on a train and they on a train beyond 35th Street, I'm wondering where they going. That sounds crazy to say, but if I see a white person on the train and they're riding beyond 35th Street, we all wondering, damn, where they going? Right? Now, we might say they might get off at Garfield because that's where Hyde Park is at. And Hyde Park, nice area for the, South Side area. It's a little nice. If they ain't getting off at Garfield and they going to 63rd Street, they going to 63rd, 79th. Oh man, are they lost? My first instinct is they might be lost, right? Because they didn't win a little far now. Yeah, yo, people don't be on a train this long. Your people don't usually be on a train this long. I really want to show it because y'all gonna laugh how predictable it is. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be like, yo, Cermak Chinatown. That's where the Asians finna get on. Well, we on a train. All of this was done strategically, of course. You know what I'm saying? So ATL, Atlanta segregated like that too. Got you. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy how it's set up. Godfrey was talking about this with Vic Mensa. I don't know if y'all familiar with Vic Mensa. I know a lot of y'all know Godfrey, the comedian Godfrey from Chicago, right? And they were saying the Africans be living up on the north side. Godfrey is from the north side of Chicago. Vic Mensa out his mouth said the Africans be up north, right? Traditionally, black people in Chicago really are on the south and west sides of the city for real. That's what black people at in Chicago. South, west side, south side, west side. South side is humongous. It's much bigger than the west side, but west side and the south side where the black folks at. So Vic Mensa was talking about all of that. And exactly, Black Mall. I felt the same way in Chicago. You a kid, you thinking white people rich because they never where we at. They never in the hood. The only white man I knew in the hood was my best friend's grandfather, right? He white, lily white, right? But he married to a black woman. So he was in the hood off GP, but it was just like he was the only white man that I knew growing up. The only white man that was not attached to a school. As crazy as it sounds, he was the only white man I knew growing up who was not attached to a school. For real. That's it. So yeah, man, Chicago is crazy. I'm gonna have to show y'all though. I love my city. I had a lot of fun here, but it's just so segregated. And you be like, what the hell? What y'all in here talking about? I'm looking at Charlie X, D Money, who was Clive. Clive. And let me see. Said facts, man. Only whites we saw with authority figures. Yeah. I promise you, I was like you, like, I don't we was thinking they all gotta be rich because they don't never be over here at all. I mean, when you hear the news and how, like, if you go to ABC 7 Chicago, go to the comments section of, like, when they talk about stuff happening on the South Side, and the white people be like, why are people even on the South Side? Why are people going out there? Why are they even going out there? You'll see people talking like that for real. You'll definitely see people talking just like that. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. So when I watched The Shy and they got a house on the west side and they said their family would not approve, so it's good to know where people are when visiting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When I watched The Shy and they got a house on the west side and said they were, I'm trying to think what scene, when was that? Oh, who got a house on the west side? I'm trying to think. What season was that? I'm trying to think who you talking about. Now, South Siders and West Siders, we have a little, we be taking jabs at each other a lot, right? But yeah, the South black people are on the West Side and the South Side for sure. West Side and the South Side. I was listening to a song talking about shooting killing good for your mental. Y'all went into a whole nother type of topic in the comments section. I see jazz music being referenced and all of that. Y'all talking about that. I see that. Clive always trying to be contrarian. And in the middle of saying being a contrarian, Clive would say some off-base stuff quite often. Demetrius Russo say, I can't lie. My final first introduction of ATL as a layover does remind me of Chicago without the lake. During that time, I was on my way to Miami on the Greyhound bus. Okay. Well, that Greyhound traveling was something else back in the day. I've been on the Greyhound one time. We went to Louisiana, right? I ain't been on there since then. So I started watching when Kevin left, but the episode when Keisha and Emmett got their house. Oh, got you, got you. Okay, I got you. I forgot all about that part. I rode the Greyhound from South Carolina to Florida when I was in school, and the moment I got a few dollars, I was flying. Yeah. But look, y'all, man, I'm finna get off this thing real quick. Gotta get off this thing, man. Finna eat finally. So I appreciate y'all getting on here rocking with me. Y'all, please hit that like button. Please hit the like button. That's how my video gets pushed heavily with that within the YouTube algorithm. The more y'all like the video, I appreciate the donation I got from my dog, um, Shim Sham Jr. I appreciate it, big dog. Anybody else want to donate to the channel? My Cash App is right below my finger. $ Mac Miller 5. Cash App is right below my finger. $ Mac Miller 5. I appreciate that a ton. Me and my family appreciate it all. We all appreciate it, man. So thank y'all for rocking with me this afternoon. I will be back on here today. I will be back on here. But appreciate y'all. I love y'all, and I'm gone. Peace.